5:30 and thanks for waking up early with Wake Up Northwest. I'm Meredith Jones. It's Friday, March 27th. Let's say hello to Monty Webb. He has a quick look at our weather right now. Good morning, Monty.
Hey, good morning, Meredith. I'm glad that you're feeling better here this morning.
I am. I'm here.
Yeah, good to have you back up here at the helm of the desk. And our weather today is going to be really nice. Yesterday we had highs.
Gorgeous. I wish I could spend more time outside.
Yeah, you were sick. You were sick yesterday.
Yeah, that's true.
Here's what's happening out there for this morning. Thinking about walking out at 4:30 in the morning, well, you'll be greeted by temperatures in the mid-40s to near 50 degrees in our forecast. And as we help you plan out your day, how does a sunny start in Yakima sound? 41 degrees at 7, warming up quickly to 65 and a record afternoon high of 75 degrees. And in the Tri-Cities, 44 degrees at 7, 66 at noon. And yep, we are looking for a record high as well, with that afternoon temperature topping out at 78. Now, we are tracking the chances of some showers, maybe even a stray thunderstorm overnight. We'll time it all out for you coming up with Futurecast in a couple of minutes. Meredith.
All right. Thank you, Monty. The Washington State Patrol says 4 people were hospitalized overnight after a 3-car accident on the Yakima Valley Highway near Putterball Road. It happened just after 8 last night. Troopers say one driver was traveling east and got into the westbound lane to pass a car. That's when they struck another car that was heading west. The accident is still under investigation. Well, this morning, German police investigating the co-pilot of the Germanwings flight that went down in the French Alps on Tuesday say they've made a significant discovery. But they're not saying what they've discovered just yet. They've been searching the co-pilot's home, and they say they found something that will be taken in for tests. Authorities believe the co-pilot deliberately locked the pilot out of the cockpit and crashed the plane, leading to the death of 149 others on board. Well, here's a reminder for you this morning. Don't leave any burn piles unattended. Benton County firefighters say a homeowner was burning tumbleweeds in the area of East 490 Private Road and 9 Canyon Road in Findlay when he left the fire unattended, and some of the embers lit 20 to 25 tons of hay on fire. It happened just after 7 last night, and firefighters had it under control by 10:30 or so. Well, across the U.S., firefighters worked into this morning battling flames after an apparent gas explosion leveled a New York City apartment building. It happened during plumbing and gas work inside the building. The explosion and fire partially destroyed another building. At least a dozen people were injured as rubble and glass went flying. Well, new this morning, American lawmakers are predicting the crisis in Yemen could turn an all-out war with nearly a dozen Arab nations on one side and Iran on the other. For now, the U.S. isn't joining the fight. Tracy Potts has the details.
100 Saudi jets are bombing rebels in Yemen. They've got 150,000 ground troops ready to invade.
The Mideast is on fire, and it is every person for themselves.
Egypt sending warships. 10 Arab nations are behind them. The U.S. is providing intelligence, but mostly standing on the sidelines. We didn't even get a heads up on the airstrikes.
Our closest allies in the region no longer trust us.
He argues that's because the U.S. is negotiating a nuclear deal with Iran. Iran is backing the rebels, seeking to overthrow Yemen's government.
We believe that the situation in Yemen is a very dangerous situation, and we advise against any escalation.
So the U.S. and Iran are on opposite sides in Yemen while trying to work together on this nuclear deal.
They both understand these nuclear talks are so important and so vital to both sides' interests that they are saying, let's focus on the talks.
Why does the U.S. care what happens in Yemen? They've been a key partner fighting al-Qaeda's strongest affiliate. Plus, the fall of Yemen's government could affect oil prices, already down $1 this morning. Tracy Potts, NBC News, Washington.
Well, it looks like if there's a ground war and Iran attacks, our ally Saudi Arabia, the U.S. may have to then get involved. As the investigation continues into the shooting death of Antonio Zambrano, the man shot and killed by Pasco police, a state group is looking to give people a chance to express their feelings with local leaders and law enforcement. The Washington State Commission on Hispanic Affairs is holding a listening session at Columbia Basin College in Pasco today and a work session tomorrow. Now, the goal is to help the community understand the legal processes and how the system works. The listening session will take place inside of the H building at CBC from 6 to 9 tonight, and tomorrow's event will go from 9 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon. Spanish interpreters will also be available. Well, Oregon Democrats are taking the first step toward requiring background checks on private gun sales. Now, the measure would require private gun buyers and sellers who aren't related to visit a licensed gun dealer for a background check. Oregon already goes farther than federal law in requiring background checks at gun shows. The bill could begin moving through the legislature as soon as next week. Well, thanks to social media, Pasco police say they were able to help some people get their stolen stuff back. On Tuesday night, 3 teenagers were caught stealing everything they could out of cars in the area of Morris Lane and Oliver Drive in West Pasco. An officer snapped a few pictures of the stolen items, posted the photos on the Pasco Police Department's Twitter page, and within minutes, followers were able to check for their stuff. Police say most of the cars that were targeted were unlocked. Now, this is a good reminder to always keep your car doors locked and nothing valuable inside. The Italian Supreme Court is expected to finally decide today whether to uphold the murder conviction of Seattle native Amanda Knox. The High Court is hearing the appeal of the guilty verdicts between Knox and her ex-boyfriend in the 2007 murder of Knox's British roommate, Meredith Kircher. Now, following a ruling was expected on Wednesday, but the court had its hands full working on several cases at this time. Well, coming up today, the University of Oklahoma will announce the final results of their investigation into a racist chant sung by members of the now banned SAE fraternity. Video surfaced showing fraternity members singing a chant that contained racial slurs and referencing lynching. So far, 2 fraternity members have been expelled. And U.S. Secretary of Homeland Security Jay Johnson is set to travel to Louisiana today. He'll meet with transportation security officers and Jefferson Parish deputies involved in last week's attack at the New Orleans airport. A man armed with a machete attacked TSA agents with a can of bug spray before being shot by a sheriff's deputy. Johnson plans to thank those involved for their prompt and decisive action in stopping the assailant. Well, it's now 4:37. You're watching Wake Up Northwest. Coming up next, our full weather forecast on this Friday with meteorologist Monty Webb. Stay with us.